Norm Norlander here. Next, I'd like to tie for you a simplified version of an adult fall caddis. This is a dry fly. You know, this is the kind of fishing we all look forward to. It's exciting, and when it happens, it's really fun. This version of the fall caddis is a very simple fly to tie. We're going to be using some deer hair on the thing. In fact, here, let's take a look at the materials. Let's set this aside for a moment. We'll start out with the hook that we're going to use. This is a dry fly hook. It's a rather large one. This is a size 8, and it's a standard issue dry fly hook. Put it in the vise so that it's nice and even and tight top jaws. The body material we're going to use is some dry fly dubbing. This is something I mixed up myself, but it's basically polypropylene dubbing, and it's kind of a orangey color. The wing on it is going to be our black-tailed deer. This is our coastal deer that we have here in the Northwest. And the hackle, cry your heart out, guys. These are saddle hackles. I've been wanting to use these things for a long time, and they're kind of a really interesting. They're a grizzly hackle, but they've got brown and gray mixed together. It is really something special. Okay, we'll start out by dressing the hook. I'm going to be using a tan 8/0 thread here, fairly fine thread. I like to use this skinny string on our dry flies. First operation is to run this down and back again. Dubbing, we're going to lay in a nice fat dub body using this polypropylene dubby that floats like a cork. It's pretty neat stuff. It's real easy to dub. You just roll it right on your thread like so. Of course, just about anything's easy to dub with a Norvise. Okay, now we're going to come back here and lay in a fairly heavy body. I'm going to weave this all the way to the very back of the hook. And it's been my experience when these things do turn on to these large caddis flies, the fly doesn't have to be the fanciest darn thing in the world. If it's about the right size and more importantly, if it's in the right place at the right time, that's what really seems to make them work. Okay, that's about right. You get a little tough there. That'll disappear. Now our hackle. It's a palmered hackle, but we're going to do it a little differently. We're going to tie the feather end up the front end right here, and you might roll in a 1/2 inch. Okay, we'll take our hackle and we're going to take and spiral down like this. Okay, all the way down to the back. And then we turn and we spiral back up to the front. It's a real bushy fly. This is going to float very, very well. And normally, of course, we like to cast upstream to rising fish and just let it dead drift back down on them. Okay, we'll trim off our hackle here. And then the wing, we're going to use some of our coastal deer hair. We'll take a little bunch of deer hair, clip that off. You want to clean it. You can do that by just pulling it out with your fingers like this. What works really well is a wire brush, just one stroke, and that'll take all that underfur out. We're going to stack the deer hair. I've got a little stacker here. Slide that down in there, give it a few taps. You don't have to beat the heck out of it. That'll even up the tips. See how nice and straight they are now? Pull it out of here. And I want this wing to be up at about a 45-degree angle and just slightly longer than the body. Bring your thread in. Take a gathering wrap, a couple of them. Gradually tighten that up a little bit, like so. Okay. Now, I'm going to just reach down and pull up the other end, front like that. Catch this with a 1/2 hitch. Oops, come on. There we got a preen back. Whip finish like so. Clip off our thread. Yeah, we got a wild one there. We'll pluck that out. Clip that one off here. Okay. Now the head on this caddis, real simple operation, guys, and it works. just separate what would be the front end and the back end of that wing, and you clip that off at about a 45-degree angle. Oops, almost got it. Sorry about that. Little touch of head cement. Put that right there on the bottom. Got a wild hair there. And that's all there is to it. And the things, they work. They work really well. Simple, easy, and effective.